Welcome to Real Deal. I'm Terra.
And I'm Jazelle.
And today we're going to be talking about Pixar, specifically Inside Out 2, but a little bit about Pixar's history and some of their movies, then their slow and steady decline into nothingness.
I agree.
Yeah.
I do agree it has been a decline lately.
It's going downhill. Did you like Inside Out 2? Let's start with that.
I gave it a 3.5.
Yeah.
I gave it a 3.5. I saw it yesterday. And my boyfriend gave it a 4.
Okay.
He really liked it. I did think that, the embarrassment. What was Ao's?
Io was that like
Io.
Envy, I think? Yeah. Ate that shit up.
Envy.
Ate that shit up.
I do like the addition of envy, and then anxiety I really like too.
Maya Hawke devoured.
She really did. I loved it. I liked the premise of this. Something about it felt a little bit more interesting than the first one to me. But also, I feel like the first one had a little bit more, substance.
I agree. I think also the fact that this took place over only 3 days, you could really feel that.
Yeah, I agree. It did feel a little rushed. I feel like them getting her sort of happiness back, that whole journey felt really, really short.
Yeah. I forgot to give you guys kind of a description of the movie. If you guys are familiar with Inside Out, it's like Disney's movies about your feelings and your emotions and their characteristics and personalities that they have. So Inside Out 2, teenager Riley's mind headquarters is undergoing a sudden demolition to make room for something entirely unexpected. New emotions. Joy, sadness, anger, fear, and disgust, who've long been running a successful operation by all accounts, aren't sure how to feel when anxiety shows up and it looks like she's not alone. So I think Riley's about 13 in this movie.
Yeah. She is going into high school.
Yeah, going through puberty.
Yeah.
Experiencing envy, embarrassment, anxiety, and ennui, which I really thought was cool.
I loved ennui.
Slid that shit down.
Yeah.
They should have given her more lines. I was into that.
No, I agree. I did love ennui, and then, okay, so let's go into your rating and why you gave it that. What are the things you liked about it?
I gave it a 3. I thought it was solid, but I don't think it swept me off my feet. Inside Out made me cry. The first one, that one hit.
That one did hit.
It hit. And this one was good, but it did feel like there was something lacking.
I agree.
I don't know what it was really, but it didn't touch me in the same way that I think the first one did. And I don't know if that's just sequel syndrome or, what the issue was. I think it was a great addition of talent. You've got Io, you've got Adele Extrapoulis. I don't know how to say that, but she's one of my favorite French actresses. I really like her work. I really liked Maya Hawke. Great Nepo baby.
Yeah.
If you're going to be a Nepo baby, do it like her. Love that shit.
Honestly.
But yeah, it just wasn't doing anything for me in the same way. It felt like there was just something kind of missing.
Yeah, and
loose ends too.
Yes, loose ends. I feel like it would have hit a little bit deeper. I think that something that I do appreciate about Pixar is that they've always tried to hit like a very personal emotion and like a very specific emotion.
Yeah.
And I feel like we did scratch the surface with this. But I would have liked to see more of like maybe the friends, her friends, Riley's friends, like emotions involved maybe. That would have been interesting. We did see like a touch of it, but also more like repercussions to your actions, Riley.
Yeah, because I think it's like we're at this crazy boiling point and it's just an anxiety attack. Not to say that that's minor, especially for a child, that's a big deal. But it did feel like that was a lot of behavior you were exhibiting, girl, in the course of 3 days. And for it to only result in an anxiety attack is crazy. Dare I say maybe her not making the team would have been an interesting point.
Yeah, I kind of would have liked to see that.
Breaking and entering, babe. That is at least grounds for you not making the fucking team.
Yeah, or I would have also liked to see maybe like the coach's switch of like why she went from not ready to putting her on the team.
Yeah,
like I feel like it was just given to us like it was supposed to make us feel good, but I was just like, okay, and
I would like to see her emotions. I love that when the moments that we can see the friends and the parents.
The parents, yeah.
Like their little mind headquarters. I would have liked that with the coach too.
I agree. I feel like that would have been interesting and brought it a little bit more depth. And yeah, I don't know. I did wish we saw a little bit more of that.
Yeah. It was cute, though. I think Inside Out is such an inventive way of looking at, puberty and growing up and how to deal with those difficult emotions and the whole, I guess that's what happens when you get older. You don't need joy. I was like, damn, that's real.
Honestly.
That's real. Okay, you didn't have to hit like that.
Yeah. I think that if I was a kid and I saw this movie, like, at the end of the day, this is a child's movie, right?
Yeah,
like,
very true.
What I'm looking for in a movie is going to be different than, like, what...
The target audience.
The target audience is.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm missing a little bit of it there, but I think I do have to say, like, Inside Out the first one really did hit it for me, and I don't think I'm just saying that from, like, a nostalgic viewpoint. Yeah. It really did make me emotional. I do remember crying in that one.
I did cry. Yeah. I did. And I don't know. This one, I teared up a little bit, but I was like, Yeah. I don't know. It just felt like it was lacking. I liked the addition of, like, the sarcasm. That was funny. That got me. I like the new emotions. I thought that they were funny. I like that we got to explore a little bit more of Riley's mind every time. Mm-hmm. I was just saying that I really feel like they should do a third one. I would eat that up just to see an older edition of Riley and how they would kind of characterize the difficult emotions that come with being even older.
Or
adolescence. I would really be into that. But I think the first one, I don't know, really hit home in a different way.
Yeah. I do like this one, though. I really enjoyed it.
It was cute.
It was cute.
I liked it. Thinking about Pixar, though, I think in a broad sense, I have up, like, the last few movies that they've released because I'm not sure, for those of you listening, if you're into Disney like that, or if you're into Pixar like that, they've recently said that they're, like, undergoing, like, new structures and stuff, and they're changing a bunch of things, and they're trying to stray away from stories like Turning Red and Encanto, where it's, like, specific, and it's really talking about a person's culture or their background. They were like, oh, like, we're seeing that that's not successful as a studio, so we're trying to really pivot to stories like Inside Out, where it's applicable to everyone and it's relatable for everyone and nobody feels excluded. I think that is a terrible choice.
I think that's a terrible choice,
Awful.
Too. Before we get into that, can I touch on the fear and disgust in Inside Out 2 real quick?
Yeah, they rule my brain, but yeah.
No, for real. But also, I would like to say, played by two different people this time around, because did you hear the pay discrepancy?
No.
Amy Poehler was offered a significant amount more than Bill Hader and Mindy Kaling. So that's why they are not fear and disgust. And I really was disappointed with that. And shame on you, Disney Pixar, because I feel like, honestly, just something about Bill Hader and Mindy Kaling would have really done it for me. So I think the change in those actors really impacted my opinion too.
Who was Bill Hader in the first one? Fear?
Fear.
But I love Tony Hale.
I do too.
I think I liked Fear more. To me, Fear was more noticeable in this movie than the last one.
Really?
I really like Tony Hale.
Okay, that's fair.
I think
Shout out
hilarious.
to Tony Hale.
I do like Bill Hader, but I don't even think I realized that was him in the first one.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
So shout out.
I do like disgust. That is a difference, though, with disgust. I think you can.
I think they were only offered like $100,000, and Amy Poehler was offered like $10 million or something.
Damn.
Ridiculous. So I just like pay your actors. I think that also the other characters too were paid significantly less.
That's kind of crazy. Bill Hader too, I feel like, is a large name, larger than Tony Hale.
Yeah,
I would argue.
So
that's interesting.
Too. And I feel like Amy Poehler, Bill Hader, and Mindy Kaling all exist in the same sphere.
Yeah.
So that didn't really make sense to me either.
Yeah.
Obviously, Joy is like the centerpiece character.
And arguably the most annoying.
Yeah. So there's that. Okay, back to what you were saying. I just wanted to bring that up because that did kind of bother me.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about Mindy.
I don't know either, but
I think we have beef because of that Scooby-Doo that she did.
No, I was going to say the exact same thing.
I think we've got some beef.
No, because Tara and I, Scooby-Doo truthers.
We don't play. We don't play
about Scooby-Doo.
Girl, what were you doing?
X-rated Velma.
X-rated Velma, you made her like a feminist snob. And as a feminist, personally, I'm shocked that you made a character so feminist that it was annoying. But I was like, why am I out here like fighting for my life on Twitter against people who are like, this is too liberal? Listen, it's bad if I sat back and was like, low-key? Why are they kind of right?
Oh my god, I agree.
It was a little much.
It was a little much.
I liked all of the switching in terms of like sexuality and like race that went with the cast.
I think
but the plot, I was like, I'm yawn, like snooze. This is terrible.
Yeah, it felt a little Wattpad.
Yeah, it wasn't
felt a
giving.
little too fanfic for me.
Keep Shaggy black though.
Oh my god, honestly.
With that. People were so mad.
Hashtag keep Shaggy black.
Keep Shaggy black. That was a great choice. With the dreads, I think. Oh yeah.
No, because it's totally his vibe.
They ate that decision up.
Yeah.
That was much better.
Yes. Okay, back to what you were saying about the Pixar thing.
I digress.
Pixar, you are also wrong for pivoting, because I feel like that's what makes those movies so special.
Yes.
Is like, you are like, oh my god, that is me. Like, that is me. Even if, you know, okay, I don't even know where you want to go in this conversation. I have so much to say.
We can start with the movie that they said is the reason that they've made this decision, which is Lightyear. Taps the microphone. Let me understand what about Lightyear was too diverse, too polarizing. What? That was your most generic movie and you lost money because it was boring.
It was boring. Nobody watched that.
Nobody wanted to see that.
I didn't want to see it.
Nope. But your best hits out here, Luca, Turning Red, Soul, those are some bangers.
And those are my three.
Coco?
Like, those are some of my three favorites. Coco was a cultural shift.
Coco did it for me. Soul, and that came out during the pandemic,
What
too.
year did Coco come out? 2018, 17?
I think that was, 2017.
Okay.
We always talk about what a great year for movies that was.
And it really was. We had Cars 3 back then. Damn.
Controversial, you guys. I've never seen Cars.
Wait, I didn't know this until right now.
No, I've never seen Cars.
Tomatoes!
And I've been presented with the opportunity.
To the guillotine!
And I just never wanted to watch.
Holy shit!
I just feel like there's that one Pixar franchise for everyone that they just don't care for, and to me it's Cars. Like, I'm not into that.
Yeah, I get it.
To
me, it's Toy Story.
Which is understandable.
Yeah.
No, I'm not stoning you to death over that at all.
Okay. That's fair.
They made
I didn't watch Toy Story 4 or Lightyear because I was over it.
I think I've seen 3. Did not see 4. What is it, 2019?
I watched 3 because that's the one with Lotso, Hug, and Bear.
Yep, that I've never seen 4.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah.
And Spoon guy.
Man, that
Sporky.
Spoon went...
Sporky,
triple platinum in toddler homes.
Triple platinum.
That and the chicken from Moana. Yo, you guys, I was working at the Disney store for a bit. Let me tell you, Hey and Sporky flying off the shelves.
It's always a fucking weird little character.
Like crack in neighborhoods, it was Sporky and Hey in toddler neighborhoods. It was crazy. Preschool was running amok.
No, that was crazy.
No, too much.
So I think, like, let's just talk about 2017 onward. Cars 3, you've never seen it.
No.
You don't give a... Oh, wait, actually, no. Let's go before that.
Yeah.
Finding Dory. I think this is where we need to start.
Banger.
Finding Dory. Banger. That is a sequel that is done right.
Knocked kids out of the way into the theater. What you know about this? Sit in the back.
No, the way I sobbed during that movie.
Don't ask no questions. I don't want to hear no... Wah! Get out. That was a movie for adults.
Yeah,
that was
I agree.
For us. Finding Dory was great.
That was for the culture.
That was for the culture. Absolutely. That was excellent.
Cars 3, didn't really care about it.
No. Made no noise, I fear.
Coco, cultural reset. Cultural reset in the Disney Pixar
just beautiful
sphere.
And what a wonderful look into Mexican culture too, if you're not familiar with that, because I don't think I knew that much, and so I just thought that was beautiful.
Yeah, here's the thing. I think too, Mexicans fucking love to be represented. As a Mexican, one thing about us, we love to be represented. And we're gonna show up and show the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
Every single time. Anyone in, I would say, Latin America or Hispanic culture, you know, the people will rise up. And they fucking did for Coco. We were at the Oscars. We were performing Coco at the Oscars.
No, because that's real. Because let black people talk about Wakanda forever. Listen.
No.
Listen. You can't say nothing bad about Black Panther.
No, like, absolutely not.
That was everything.
Coco is our Black Panther.
No. It's the way they had Blue Beetle, too, and that made no noise. It's still just Coco. The movie not even about superheroes.
That's crazy. Oh my god.
Okay.
No, because Un Poco Loco is my brother's ringtone to this day.
And those little TikTok edits that people put, what is it, Remember Me, and the pets, stop.
No, that's fucked up.
Lock it up. Lock it up.
And send them to jail.
That's when Pixar is really at their best, is when they're pulling from these stories that come from people's homes and come from their culture.
Right.
And you're telling me you want to get rid of that because it hasn't been profitable?
Mm-hmm. Because then we go from Coco in Incredibles 2, in a Toy Story 4.
Okay. I have to say, I am a ride or die for The Incredibles.
Okay, yeah, I am too.
Unfortunately.
Love The Incredibles too.
I love that.
Okay, that scene of Violet blowing water out of her nose, that's my reaction gif every time.
Yeah, it's real. It's real. I get it. I understand. I love The Incredibles. I waited very long for that sequel. I love those movies.
Sorry, we have a rogue dog somewhere.
She's a little too excited.
She also Incredibles stan.
Yeah, and this is a house full of Incredibles stans. Yeah. Jack and everything.
I did like The Incredibles too. Did it make as much noise?
No, I feel like it didn't.
I feel like it didn't, unfortunately.
Is that because, like, the universe is sexist? Y'all didn't want to see Mrs. Incredible get her own story? Because I was eating that
No, I was too.
I was eating that up. And I thought the villain origin story was very interesting. Not as good as it was in the first movie, because that was crazy.
Yeah.
But still solid. But then, yeah, we do move on to Toy Story 4, and yawn.
Yawn, it was hit or miss.
Moving on to Onward. I did like Onward. It was cute.
I only saw half of it because I'm going to be honest, it was boring.
It was boring. It was cute, but I liked, a little grief story. I thought that it was fine. Something to pass the time. What was that? That's March 2020.
Yeah.
That's right before the pandemic. AKA nobody watched it. We waited until the pandemic started.
That's right.
And then we watched it at home because there was nothing else to do.
It was the week before the pandemic because I think the pandemic was like March 13th.
Yep, it was. And that's exactly why I watched that movie. I was at home and I was like, well, I can't go outside.
Yeah.
I might as well watch this.
Then we get to Soul. I didn't want to watch Soul because I thought the trailer looked boring. They did the marketing so dirty.
Oh, I ate that. Triple Platinum and Black Homes.
But I watched it. That is one of I have never cried more. Yeah. Up till this point, I've cried. Cried during Dory. Cried during Dory. Definitely cried. I've cried to a few other Pixar movies before that. But then we got to Soul.
No.
That shit hit me differently.
During the pandemic, Jazelle and I, what is that? That's like our graduation year. We're having all these thoughts about what am I doing with my life? Everyone's graduating. Everyone's getting jobs. Everyone's doing things. Now we're all stuck at home. What am I doing with my life?
Yeah, that was really my existential year.
As a creative?
Oh, I was my fucking mental health was in the trash, in the garbage. Watching Soul ruined me.
That shit did something to me.
When he came back, I don't think I've ever felt more joy in my life.
Yeah. That Amy Poehler is a series, that's when you would have been useful.
Yeah.
A serious case of useful joy.
That was crazy. I don't think that I've ever seen, like, life or death represented so well. And, oh my god, you know what I'm just looking at right now? Trent Reznor on the score.
Always at the scene of the crime.
Always at the scene of the crime. This man has no flops.
This is me again talking about Challengers. Anyway, moving on from Challengers.
Oh my god, Soul. Okay. Yeah, you know what? Soul, triple platinum in this household.
Triple platinum. We're big Soul fans. And then you have Luca, which I also thought
cute.
Beautiful, wonderful, very gay. I don't care that Disney was trying to act like it wasn't gay. It was gay. It was gay.
We all know.
Come on. I saw gay, so I said gay. Anyway.
Listen, if you've ever been to the back of the club and you see the clackers with their fans stomping it out, giving you the side eye, that's the eye that Luca
and Bruno?
Given.
Yeah.
You can't tell me otherwise.
I don't care. And you couldn't because it's June. Anyway, Then you move on from that to Turning Red. Another absolute banger. A relatable banger.
I do have to say, Turning Red, my favorite Pixar movie.
Really?
Of all time.
Beautiful. And I think it's crazy that Pixar could go and be like, oh, it's not profitable for us to make these movies after a movie like that where, you don't have to be Chinese to find it relatable. Just that struggle again with your parents and wanting to disappoint them and walking in their shadow and what they've sacrificed for you to be here and getting your period.
Crazy.
Dude, something that we should have been talking about many times before. And also, at the scene of the crime, Ludwig Göransson.
Always.
Makes sense.
Always.
Makes sense. The track record, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I understand. That man is so fine, by the way.
No, because you scrolled over him. I have never seen his face until this moment.
So beautiful.
Nose
so
is
beautiful.
Snatched. That's
known
crazy.
for his work on American TV like Community, New Girl, Mandalorian, scored films like Fruitvale Station, Rocky. The man has, I think, several Oscars.
Oh my god. Black Panther?
Nomination for Lift Me Up. I do kind of want to fight him for that. I'm not a fan of that song. But work on Oppenheimer? Yeah. Anyway.
That is crazy.
Not us sidetracking.
I didn't know he was going that crazy.
Gorgina.
But Turning Red, honestly, my favorite.
Triple platinum.
Even though I am not a young Chinese woman, every single experience that she went through was me.
Boy bands. Your mom embarrassing you in front of men.
Boys embarrassing you.
You embarrassing yourself.
Being mean.
Being embarrassed to be who you are.
Literally loved it.
I don't understand how you could pivot from that. And then
crazy soundtrack. I never met nobody.
Yo, because
like
One Direction wishes, unfortunately.
No, Phineas went crazy.
Yeah. That shit. I still listen to that soundtrack now.
No, me too. I will play that and then play Backstreet Boys and NSYNC.
Huge time for Red Pandas.
Yes.
I will say.
Pandas also my favorite animal. So I felt a very particular connection to this.
Red Panda stock went up twofold.
Honestly. And then I did, because I loved this movie so much, I watched the behind the making of it.
Oh yeah.
They had literally everyone in this movie was person of color. Everyone is a woman.
The young girl who voices May, I think she's from the Bay Area too. I believe. Yeah.
They had pregnant women working on this that were giving their experience on what it's like learning to be a mother, but also letting go of your adolescence. And I was oh my god.
And they had a sick character too, and then a lot of disabled characters that were voiced. Yes. A lot of representation. Disney. I don't understand.
Turning Red changed something in me.
You went from Turning Red to Lightyear.
And then we turn to Soot.
Yeah. After Lightyear, you have Elemental. And I think I talked about that on the year wrap-up last year.
You did.
I don't know. Elemental I think that it's a marketing flaw. I think that they could have really gone deeper with that story. I would have appreciated it because nothing in Elemental's marketing lets you know that that's a story about immigration.
I think this is around strike time. This is right around pre-strike era too. Mm-hmm. Because this is Barbenheimer Central.
Yes.
Let's remember as
that is a tough time to come out.
Because everyone was these are the movies of the summer.
Yeah, and Elemental was not one of them.
Was not one of them.
Mm-mm. That's tough. It's tough. And now we've got Inside Out 2, which I gave 3 stars. You gave 3.5. I think it's cute, but I think if Pixar continues to kind of veer away from these personalized stories, I don't know where they're going to end up.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because I think that their best movies are ones that are just personal like that. Because everyone can find something that touches them.
Right. Or have an experience of somebody else.
Yeah.
And I think that that's really special. And I think that you lose that specialness and that uniqueness in Pixar movies when you try to make them accessible to everybody.
Yeah.
And, I know that Disney is all about the big bucks. And I feel like that's not what Pixar used to be.
No, I don't think so either.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so either. I like to be able to watch a Pixar movie and learn something about a culture I didn't know. Right. I think that that's fascinating because there's still something relatable in that kind of unites us all together. But, Lightyear is just, what the fuck do I care about that for, And right. Inside Out 2, I do think some of its biggest flaws are maybe not driving the point home far enough, not going deep enough. So if they do attempt to make a third one, I would love to see that.
Yeah, and I do appreciate the fact that Inside Out did touch on all of these like different emotions and did make it so broad. I loved the first Inside Out.
Yeah,
but this
average
did
San Francisco living experience.
Yeah,
honestly.
this did feel a little less special. Yeah, unfortunately.
I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what they come out with next.
Yeah,
I'd love to see their like 2025 slate.
Yeah,
we'll see. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you. Bye.